Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward.
What's up, guys? Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert. Do your own research. Today, Bitcoin has been absolutely on a fucking tear the last several days, and we pretty much fully reversed the move from 25K all the way down to the low 19s. And I'm sorry, high 19Ks, and have now broken the overall high. So where are we at right now? I was of the opinion that Bitcoin was going to be in this total range. And what I mean by the range was the range high at 25K and range low would be around 15K. I thought there would be deviations on both ends. So we might see a move, I don't know, maybe like call it 30, 35K or something like that. And then I wouldn't be surprised too if, like, you know, the range lows get deviated too, or we see like 13 to 14K. That was my overall opinion of what 2023 would look like. Again, it's really going to be macro dependent, and we, in my opinion, are still going to see lower prices than we are today. I don't believe that this is the quote unquote bottom, but I would happily be surprised, or happily be very surprised and happy if it was the bottom. I will take it level to level, and right now Bitcoin looks very strong in the short term. So what we're really looking at, the 200-day EMA acting as resistance, typically speaking. If you look in at this swing high around 25K, price tapped around that area for 2 weeks and broke down, and now currently is at that level again. If we see a break above that level on high time frame charts, mainly daily or weekly, then I wouldn't be surprised at all to see something like the 28Ks kind of tapped. This is my next area of interest. 28 to 30K, you can kind of call this entire area like a resistance area. And why is it resistance? I call it resistance because you notice that it was support all throughout 2021. Price bounced off that level multiple times. It formed the bottom of the early summer of 2021. Again, had that move up to 70K, and then it broke down. It acted briefly as support here, and in my opinion, we will see it act as resistance when tested. So 28K to 30K, this is kind of like my overall area of interest. We could blow past it like this little squiggly does. Maybe we blow past it, people start getting really bullish because, you know, we broke past this 30K resistance area and start buying, and then we deviate lower. Now, how far we pull back, I have no idea. It's really going to be very dependent on how the move goes up, the strength of it, if this overall move is sustainable. I know a lot of people are buying off the backs of CZ, using the overall market recovery fund to just buy a bunch of Bitcoin, ETH, and BNB, and just buying off his back. So overall, if we do get a break of this 25K area, I am looking for 30K. That's kind of the area that I'm looking at. To be determined if we can break this level on high time frame charts. It does look extremely strong though. And, you know, can you make the argument this is the overall quote-unquote bottom? I mean, potentially. I personally am not of that opinion. I think that price is going to trade lower, possibly in the 20Ks, possibly in the 15, 17Ks again. That was kind of my overall opinion. I do believe that bottoms take a long time to form. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see something like, you know, we go back up 30, 31, 35. I have no idea where this stalls out at. And then, you know, we start to trade down again. And maybe we form some sort of like double bottom. Maybe it's something like this where, price goes up, comes back down as inflation numbers are not great. People are still getting wrecked in the real world. Rates still high, inflation's still high, and price coming back down. It would be somewhat similar, in my opinion, to 2019, where price went from 3K to 14K, and then it went down 50%. So I'm not talking about 50% in terms of the overall COVID dump. I'm talking about like 50% just like normally speaking, from 14K all the way back down to 6K. This was before the overall nasty COVID dump, obviously, which was pretty much 3 years ago to this very recently, where we had this insane dump I think that everybody who was in crypto around that time remembers that day. It was cataclysmic, and people just got totally wiped out. End of BitMEX, and yeah, it's a wild, wild day. Anyways, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see something like this where we see price trade up, 35K, 40K. I don't know how far this stalls out, maybe 30K. And then we hit like a negative 50% move. I don't know, maybe it goes down to 15K, 16K, 17K, 14K. I don't know what the number will be. This would be lined up with macro. So if macro is okay overall, and inflation is dying down, like the Fed wants a soft landing, and we see like this overall just kind of soft landing, then I don't think we dip this far. Maybe we just dip a little bit. Maybe we just like dip down to like 25K, I don't know, and then like just start printing a bullish market structure, higher highs, higher lows at that point, and everything is just dandy. But I'm still quite dubious of that personally. I don't believe that that's really going to happen. I think that, as I said, I think it's more likely that price trades up to 30, 35, 40K, and then it starts dumping down. So not quite the bottom, in my opinion. I know a lot of people do believe it is the bottom, but I'm still playing level to level. Would be great to see it as the bottom, but not really holding my breath. We are seeing a lot of volume transacted with this volume profile, but as you can see with here, anywhere from 30K to 40K, there is a lot of volume transacted in these levels. So there are a lot of levels to get past, and we can start marking them on the weekly, but overall, this 25K level is the level to break currently for high time frame charts. Let's start to go down a little bit lower to the daily. I'll just wipe this chart. And what are we looking at here? If you just take, this kind of almost a year of price action, not quite, but you can simply use this here, where 30K was this floor here, back again in 2021, but even more recently back in May of 2022 was this consolidation event, and then price further dumped. I think that what's really surprising to everybody is that the strength of this buyback has been absolutely insane. So for me personally, I thought the market structure was broken. And the reason that I thought the market structure was broken was that I saw this kind of like as a consolidation period, but more importantly, this was this significant low. I thought this was a reasonable low printed around mid-February. I thought that in order for price to be a bullish market structure, we had to have a higher low. And you could maybe make the argument that price was starting to get that bullish market structure with a high, low, higher high. I was looking for this higher low printed around 22K. That was really where I was looking at for a higher low. It never came. Or even like a potentially just close to higher low, 21K. Instead, we got this breakdown here, which in my opinion printed a lower low. And at that point, I was like, okay, you know what? Price is probably going to just go hit some sort of like lower high, and then we start to trade lower. But what I did say was that unless we start to really reverse in the next few days, which is what we really did, I'm taking 30K off the table. Instead, what we did see is this massive reversal here. I was wrong. I thought that, price was going to hit a lower high and just trade lower, but with the overall macro stuff going on, and CZ, just buying the fuck out of all coins, everybody's piggybacking off it, USDC being okay, I think that price has really blitzed up very strongly. Now, does this mean, as I said, does this mean the bottom is in? Like, I don't think so, personally. I am playing level to level. This 25K area is very significant, though. Price hasn't closed above that area in many, many, many months on high time frame charts. You haven't really seen, it first established that wick back in August 2022, and now it got tested again in February of 23. We are seeing a current break of that area on the daily, and it's also interesting to see, like, if you look on volume profile, there's not much volume transacted between this 30K area and this 25K area. Generally speaking, price will like to fill that in. And what I mean by fill it in is you'll like to see some sort of trading activity here. So this like volume starts to pop out a little bit more. You usually like to see some sort of that, something like that on volume profile. So I do believe that, if we see a daily close above here and it's not just some sort of deviation, maybe it is. Maybe we price tomorrow closes back below and we just go back down below. That's certainly possible. But if we do see a strong daily close here and then we see some follow up, yeah, obviously it's going to 30K pretty quickly. At that point, I don't know where price is going. I don't really have any idea. But short-term momentum, I do believe that it's probably best to just start looking for dips. And the reason why I say that is just the momentum is so strong. We're seeing these EMAs all flip bullish, and they were bearish at one point, right around kind of March 5th, March 4th. That's when they all started flipping bearish. Obviously, the insane price action has changed that. Price blitzed up. They're now, all the EMAs are flipping bullish. Areas that I would consider buying the dip. This 23K area is pretty attractive. There's a lot of volume transacted in that area. You can fib it out too. Fibbing out is always a great, it's a great tool for entries and exits, in my opinion. This fib won't necessarily be the best though, because you don't necessarily know where price is going to stall out. What you really want to look for price stalling out is you want to look for, clear lower highs and lower lows on lower time frames where price is coming down. So you want to look for something like this. So if you want to look at the fib, and I was actually out this entire weekend, but price bounced right off the 618 if I recall correctly. So, you mark top to bottom fib, and it tagged the 618 around 19.7K. Didn't trade that. I was out all weekend, so I didn't trade, unfortunately. But tagged the 618, and then it blitzed higher up. So, as I said, fibs are great tools, in my opinion, for entries and exits. But you'll want to make sure that price is starting to come down first before doing the fib. And it's also important to buy the dip in situations where they are starting to be bullish market structures, not necessarily bearish ones. But that's a whole new discussion for how to use fibs. It's a good tool, but you have to also understand how it works. Anyways, so summary of this overall price action, in my opinion, is still the same. If we break 25K, we go to 30K. We are looking at a strong move as of right now. Price is moving strongly. We are seeing these strong daily candles. I would like to see a high time frame close above this 25K area. I do believe that 30K is in the cards after thinking that it was not, after we broke market structure and went lower low. But because of the strength of the buyback and because of the overall strength and the timing and everything else, I am thinking that 30K is back on the table. Would look to buy dips personally, and we'll be using probably using fibs, I think, as my entries and exits. Altcoins should follow, in my opinion, a little bit. Money should go to some alts. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing a few more videos, and stay safe. Good luck.